Welcome everybody back to the channel. The channel is G for G. The host is Napalm Dawn. The game Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux, the version beta 4.1. So 4.1 is being released as a tester only build. You in the public will not be able to get your hands on this one yet, if potentially ever. That all depends on where Goofy feels he is in the progress and the betas and everything, but this one is tester only. I do not have time frames for any of the thing you can ask a question about, so don't ask when beta 5 is coming out. Don't ask me when more of beta 4 will be available to you. Don't ask me about a release candidate. Don't ask me about mobile versions or Chrome OS versions, stuff like that. What you see now before you with the betas are PC and Mac only. Having Mac versions is quite an accomplishment. However, the fact that you have Mac versions means if you are one of the few people out there watching the channel that is running a Linux build, you can probably also play it on Linux. But other than that, that's out. We're sticking with PCs and Macs. So I extracted 4.1 into its own folder rather than try to extract it into the beta 4 folder, just because I didn't confirm ahead of the video as to whether or not this is a patch or standalone version. I can tell you that as of last count, from what I know, beta 4 has been downloaded 2,500 plus times. That means 2,500 people know about beta 4 and were excited for it and went ahead and grabbed it. So that's really good numbers. So perfect that I'm getting this prompt. If you see this item about the Windows Defender firewall, go ahead and check off both boxes and hit allow access. This is not actually going to go out through the firewall at all. And if you are concerned about that, you can see the code in the game, and you will notice that it looks for what's called a loopback address. So essentially what Goofy has done is, whereas the game originally tried to find a specific server out there on the web when it was on Facebook and everything, it now actually looks internally to your loopback IP address, which is all zeros, or otherwise known as 127.0.0.1. That is how you can confirm that this game is not malicious, it's not a virus, not a Trojan, and does not actually communicate with outside resources. Now, there's been some discussion about whether or not this could ever be rebirthed on the web or rebirthed with net connectivity, and in all honesty, you wouldn't want that, because then that could potentially open it up for a hack. And secondly, you would have to get a server that is running host code so that the game can communicate with others. Peer-to-peer is not really going to be an option for something like this, and running a host server would be time-consuming to set up, a modification of code to make a host version, and of course the expenditure of money for doing a host server. And this is where people would be like, oh no, he could do it, like we'd help, we'd contribute. No, money cannot change hands for this project. So the way that you see these betas go is the way that they will be. A downloadable item where the release candidate will come out. Goofy will probably have patches along the way, maybe seasonal ones that turns the helicarrier into the Christmas theme when it comes time for Christmas, things like that. So that is the setup of it. Again, remembering collect all will give you resources so that you can buy things. So I'm going to bump myself up a little bit. I will go over to team. There is my agent. He is named correctly, although everything is lowercase. So it didn't seem to respect the case of what I typed in. Now, I'm not seeing an idle animation. However, what I'm seeing for the text and just The beta in general, I think, to me, looks a lot crisper than I've seen it. I feel like Spider-Man, when he gets his spider powers back and he takes off his glasses and things are clear, and then he puts the glasses on and they're blurry. I feel like I'm looking at this through repowered Spider-Man eyes. It's very, very crisp. Striking in how I feel about this. So if you want an animation, go to Invisible Woman and go to Jean Grey. I feel Jean Grey's animation isn't moving in the direction that it used to. Maybe I'm just used to the uniform. Oh well, the uniforms aren't visible. That tilt doesn't quite seem right. Invisible Woman looks like she's animating. Oh! Wow. Wow, fanfare and a gotta catch 'em all Pokemon list. I heard there were some surprises in this. So it looks like we've got a little bit of an error down here, but not much reference to... Oh, okay, perfect. This is what I wanted you guys to see. So here's the path to my files. So it's on my D drive and everything, so you can see this path. This is what I'm talking about right here. 00000. This is a loopback address. This, as you can see here, is the address of my computer within my network. I can show you that because unless you know my outside IP, this is not going to cause me any harm. The port doesn't really matter as much because you are using an internal IP on your own network, and a 225. This is basically like a gateway over here. So this is your proof. If you're concerned about viruses, Trojans, hacks, Goofy attempting to be some kind of a malicious agent, this is your proof right here, and you can always open the log file yourself and see that everything is using an internal address and nothing is going out to the internet through your firewall. Waiting for the connection and then timing out is a little bit weird. However, as you can see, it times out and it resorts back to its own internal address. So that is fine. Initialized touch support. That's a little bit weird, considering... Yeah, considering this is on PCs and Macs, I find this is probably holdover code over here. But even like the Facebook version wouldn't have really necessarily been touched like the mobile versions would have been. But this is an odd line to see over here. Alright, unloading 5 unused assets to reduce memory usage. Goofy did say he was optimizing this a lot since it got into Unity. All Unity engine code over here. Debug handlers. Still a reference to these. This is something that I definitely hope to see get fixed. By the time the game enters its release candidate, is the references to Goofy's setup as he's building the game. You generally wouldn't want a user to see this, like what is your pathing structure on the developer's machine, and also you want to make sure that these references reference how the person has it installed and not how Goofy has it installed. The thing that would be tough to do for this is you have to remember MAA is not installed. You're running an executable, but you're not installing it. It never registers with the Windows registry or the Windows systems. There is no pathing statement changes and everything. So how he can code relative file references compared to absolute ones will be interesting. Somebody more talented in code than me would definitely know how to do that, though. So we've got a visible woman. Let's get what I believe should be some pretty good damage. I've heard Iron Fist has got a lot of fun things going on with him, so we'll grab Iron Fist. I love that fanfare. I think it beats the original game, to be honest. That is a really satisfying sound to hear. Let's get Captain Marvel, because I haven't worked with her in any of the betas yet. Yeah, okay, that's fun. I think I've heard maybe Bruisers might have a little bit. Well, yeah, Thor is 9. Okay, so Thor is 90. So let's bump this up a little bit. And I maybe have heard some Bruisers are having some issues with overlapping text. Yeah, paging through is definitely causing this null reference exception. Here's Thor. You know what would be a really fun thing to do when the new content starts being able to arrive? When, you know, we're done with the original content of Marvel Avengers Alliance and we begin to move into the Redux content. If you see at that recruiting screen, you have question marks for all the ones you don't know about. It would be fun if the team could devise a way of doing like a who's that Pokemon thing where they give you a version of the game that has a candidate that is being released and you know about it. So for example, Jubilee, and your current version of the game, you're doing a spec ops where let's say you earn Jubilee, but maybe they expand and update some of those question marks and they have who's that Pokemon kind of dark outlines over there, so the community can begin to wonder what one of the next characters might be. And they could do it for like maybe 1 or 2 characters into the future and just leave the outline there and maybe have contests to see who can figure it out, like who is going to be the next character after say Jubilee drops or something like that, or whether it's the same character but maybe an upgraded uniform, so the thumbnail is a character we know but maybe in a different uniform. Alright, so we're going to go to the store. I've heard the text there is missing. Phoenix Flare, I think I've heard is good after the 3rd round. Roaring Rampage, I believe was buggy in the past. I don't think I want to be that risky, so I'm going to give myself enough gold to get a Mystic and a Roar of the North. We're gonna click in. Alright, we're gonna click up to the Mystic for now. And then we're gonna get into some combat. Okay. Back to team, back to the agent. We're gonna go to gear. Well, the Mystic is there, I guess. Oh, okay. Actions. Equip the Mystic. Mystic in hand, looking good. Getting clicks on the ISOs, but no pop. So we'll go back to the store. We'll see if... Oh, yeah, the text didn't update. Look at that. Okay. I think I've heard if I maybe... There we go. Okay, so if you go to a page and come back, it updates. Alright, so I'm going to get one of these. 20750. Not quite enough. Hold on. There we go. Store. ISOs. Update the text. Buy a strong ISO. It took away the money. So the purchase did seem to go through. Okay, well. Invisible ISO. Not much I can do about it, but we confirmed some things are working. So we'll go to mission. We'll go to Viper. Agent name. Hello, my name is Name. Hi, my name is... my name is Name. You're on your own now, Agent. Stop Hydra. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't interesting. Ooh. New sounds. But I like it. Let's get Iron Man out. Let's get Captain Marvel in. Let's get Thor in. And let's see what we get. Click. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, wait a minute. The game hung up there for a second. Oh, game is hanging up. This is the first time I've ever seen a beta do this. Yeah, there's some big pausing going on. Meaty overkill, though. As you can see, this is in its own directory, so I did not overlay an existing version, so I'm not too sure what's causing this pausing here. Pretty solid shot from the Mystic. Some overlapping text. And yeah, that's a little... This screen seems a little busy. Oh, because it's an overlay. I get it. I think once my agent goes away, this is going to look better. Yeah, this being an overlay kind of makes the screen look a little bit busy. You almost think like, wait a minute, am I looking at some screen that's not acting correctly? I would maybe have a non-transparent background to this, make this solid black, so that the victory screen from behind it isn't bleeding through, so that you don't think it's a mishmash. Yeah, okay, see, yeah, that's what I thought. Bonuses are good. I would maybe like to see an option to speed up the post-combat stuff. It's good in the beginning when you're taking the game in and you're learning your tubs and everything like that, but I think maybe... You know what? Introduce it later. I'm not saying introduce it in the beginning. Introduce it in later versions of the release candidate to make things speed up a little bit, but have people live with the old way first so that the speed up button means something to them. It's sort of like how WoW does its flying in an expansion, where they don't allow you to fly early on, but then they give it to you later. I wonder if maybe Thor or Captain Marvel's causing this slowness, so I'm going to go to some fairly safe picks here and see what happens. Nope, still slow. Yeah, not too sure what's happening, because you'll notice I'm getting the Windows 10 version of a hourglass. When I do this, it's like the game is freezing up a little bit. That's a little concerning. Yeah. Some mini pausing going on over there. I don't think I've heard anybody mention this yet, so this seems to be me specific, and I'm not really too sure why. Love the victory music. Honestly, the text there and the drop shadow looks pretty good. The beta is looking prettier than I think I've ever seen it. Just for full transparency, you can see that I'm only running at about 10% CPU, 25% memory. So what the crashing is, I'm not too sure. Nothing is really over processing. That is some lighting control for the RAM in my box. There's NVIDIA from my card. There's Redux. I mean, it's in the top 5, but it's not too bad in terms of memory usage. It is Redux and a tiny bit on the crash handler. I mean, it's out in terms of memory usage, it's outclassing anything I'm running now, but it's the only game that I'm running. So, yeah, I'm not too sure what's causing these lockups. Hawkeye emoted, but we can't bring Hawkeye in. Let's bring in Iron Fist and let's bring in Thor. You know what? I'll go over to 4 after this, and we'll get a comparison. Because that'll confirm whether it's a 4.1 issue or something else. I'd say that the font is great. The font with the black outline is really good. I'd say it's maybe a tiny bit big, but it looks the best that I've ever seen it. I feel like Goofy's nailed the fonts in this version better than he ever has. And the appearance of the fonts and the appearance of the graphics to me looks really, really good too. Yeah, damage font I think is a little big. If, let's say, this font is at 36, I would say 30, maybe 28 would be better. That might really be 36, maybe 24. Yeah. And it's not even like the game is taking a long time to think and process. Seeing that the blue spinny circle actually means something is up. It doesn't mean it's slow, it means something is happening in the background that Windows is not happy with. You can see obsolete tech from my Mystic was on her and sticking. I should try another weapon. Because, you know, honestly, it could be the Mystic, actually. Agent leveled up. Should be quick here, post-combat. I don't think these guys have a tub. Yep, didn't think so. Energy's not dropping, but maybe it's because I'm leveling up and I'm gaining allies down over here. So we're going to collect all for real. Alright, let's go back to the store. Let's find something we can afford without changing up my money too much. Alright, 55040. Ooh, yeah. And we're going to have to add some funds. Okay. Trying to visit an ally's not doing anything yet. Don't need to hit PVAI because I'm not down any energy. Research, I don't think works yet, but I'll click one. There's timers going for energy over here. I believe simulator and PvP. Alright, back to the store. Let's get... Hotshot I remember was buggy. God, the Hexenjäger, missed that one. Let's go... I'll go with something not gold. Okay, we'll go with the AR Spectre. 41, no. We'll have to go gold. Okay, we'll go with a quick draw. That one should be pretty simple. Team. Actions. Equip that. Alright, so the quick draw on the needle gun. We'll recruit Hawkeye. Just because I want to listen to the cool fanfare. Alright. Back to mission 1 again. Hi, my name is Agent. Black Widow and Hawkeye. No Mystic on the Agent. Alright, let's see what combat is like now. There we go. Okay, I'm glad I did that, because that stops people from freaking out. It was the Mystic. Very interesting. I wonder what about the Mystic is causing that. Maybe the pre-combat buff? I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I did it for me, and I'm glad I did it for Goofy and the people watching. Because that was a little concerning, to see the game kind of freezing up over there. Okay, perfect. Where is it that I can see the Bruiser text overlay? Heard there's sometimes a problem with Bruisers. Seems okay over here. I heard the thing maybe's doing... Oh, that's what it is. It's the tooltip. Text overlay on Bruce. There it is. Okay. Yep. Something about it's double texting. It's like it's getting the tooltip is being called twice, maybe, from two different areas. Blasters, tacticians are good. Infiltrators are good. What text is doubling? Oh, it's the top and the bottom. Okay, so that's what it is. It is the... performs a follow-up attack, and attacks are guaranteed to hit. So it is the description of their class benefit, and then it is their description of what the benefit is. So that's what's overlaying. So for a Bruiser, it would be like gains enraged when attacking a scrapper. Enraged causes whatever the heck it's supposed to stay with it. Yeah. And I trying to see. Alright, so the tooltip goes from ISO to equip. Goes from ISO to equip. Yeah, it's just, I think what's happening is the tooltip does not have enough size for all of the text in a Bruiser. Because if you look here, the tooltip goes from the bottom of ISO 8 to equip. But on Bruisers, it does the same, and then it runs out of room. So I think Goofy might need to somehow fix the font size so everything fits. That might be it. But yeah, okay, good. I'm really, really happy to see the Mystic was causing slowdown, and it's not the game itself. Nice critical hit from the needle gun. Oh, I heard Black Widow proc something over there. So maybe not an automatic speed up of the post-combat results, but if a click speeds it up, or a click just pops everything instantly, like you skip right to the bottom, that could be handy. But, you know, that could be just an earnable perk by level. Like maybe at level 150 you earn post-combat skip or something like that. That's... Goofy can do Redux in a way that Avengers couldn't. He can build in quality of life items to game progression. Whereas, you know, when the game was live, you had additional seasons as progression. You had slots opening up for your characters and for your agent and things like that. But Goofy controls all of this, so he can build so many player choice quality of life items into this as perks for game progression. I think that's really cool. Like, you know, some games that are free to play, not that this would be free to play, but some games would have like maybe more inventory space at a certain level, or you know, this game will have AISOs that open up, EISOs that open up, but I think there is some other things you could do. There's one I'm going to say, and I'm going to float it out there, but I'm going to preface it by saying this is super dangerous. Autoplay. A lot of modern gacha games on mobile and everything have that whole autoplay thing. I don't actually recommend it for this game. Nobody that I know really wants it for this game. I'm just saying that's the kind of perk that could be made available that Goofy can inject when you hit certain milestones, like certain agent levels, or 5-starring everything in a mission or something, like 5-star Chapter 1, Mission 2 to unlock this thing. There's so much that can be done with it, and I'm sure the community will give us all plenty of ideas over there. Alright, so yep, research wasn't doing anything. I don't have anybody to train right now. Energy did go down, so interesting RPG mechanic that leveling up refills your energy. Great idea, love it. I think a lot of big RPG players are used to that. Yeah, so there you go, guys. There's what Beta 4.1 looks like. There's the progression from Beta 4. Overall, really happy to know that the game wasn't actually hanging up over there because of the game. It was something about the Mystic, but that's a good bug report for... That was the hidden button. I knew there was a hidden button in there, and I thought it was that. But yep, so that was it. Auto leveling. That helps the agent get into further combat. Let's see what that actually does. So let's try deploy. Oh, it did. Well, I'm getting noises, but nothing's happening. Let's try this one with my agent now being 5, I think I am. I would imagine my heroes aren't going to do shit. Well, that's okay. Oh, my agent got plowed, though. I mean, Hawkeye did some good damage. Black Widow, of course, was a piece of shit. Oh, these guys are getting wrecked. Alright, let's see what my agent does. Not very good. Hawkeye wins. Hawkeye is the best guy on my side right now. Oh, and he comes up a little short of the... Oh, did you hear that? The death sound repeated for every attack after the killing blow. Okay, that's a little rough. And Black Widow just did it. Because there were multiple hits on the killing blow over there, every hit gave the death sound. My agent, if he gets hit. Ooh, Black Widow. Oh, she's dead. There's a little bit of a spoiler there, revealing that Black Widow's dead by those sounds. Let's see what the needle gun does. Miss. And I missed. And I missed again. Oh. Oh, the game is just punishing me. The game is like, you want to rethink your choices in life there, Napalm, and just hammered me with those death sounds over there. Okay. So there you go, guys. There is 4.1 showing you some progress as to how Beta 4 is going. And really happy to see just... This is one of the better looking betas or alphas that I think I've covered so far with Redux. Real big smile on my face playing this one. I like how the fonts look and everything. And sure, obviously there's still a ways to go to get it to the game that we knew and loved that died in 2016. But the point is, it is getting there. We are seeing progress. Unity is opening us up to a world of greater possibilities for this than Flash and ActionScript and all that ever could have. So hats off to Goofy, and hopefully at some point we will get you the next downloadable public beta, but for now this beta remains private for the testers only. So catch you guys later and have a good one.